If you'd like to be a sponsor on Convo with CINO, we have promotional packages starting as low as $50. We're very excited to help you promote and grow your business. We hope you enjoy working with us to help you increase your bottom line and attract more customers and clients. Email CINOLLC@hotmail.com. Again, CINOLLC@hotmail.com for more details. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. What's going on, y'all? It's your man Corey Williams checking in for another fire episode of Convo with CINO. But today, before we dive into today's episode about ForEx trading, right? I want to remind you that the content provided in this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. The information shared here does not constitute financial advice, investment recommendations, or personal guidance. Forex trading involves a high level of risk, and it's important to conduct thorough research and consult with qualified financial professionals before making any trading decisions. The opinions expressed by guests and hosts on this podcast are their own and should not be considered as endorsements. We encourage you to do your due diligence, okay? Consider your risk tolerance and consult with licensed financial advisors before engaging in any trading activities. Remember that past performance is not indicative of future results. For your financial well-being is of utmost importance, and we encourage you to make informed decisions based on your individual circumstances. Thank you again for tuning in. And now let's get started with today's episode on Forex trading with none other than my guy, my brother, my big bro, my mentor, the Pip King, Mr. Simon Pipkins. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on? The coolest man in Chicago. Hey, you know, I've said it, you know, from day one when I met you, man. That had to be like almost 20 years ago. I said, this got to be the coolest cat in Chicago by far, period.
Man, and you know, you still call me that today. And you know, the thing is, you know, I'm from Gary, Indiana. Shout out to GI, you know, salute. But I did business, you know, I grew my business really in Chicago, in the Illinois market. And so Mr. Pipkin, man, my brother, my friend, my mentor, what's going on, sir?
Man, you got it, man. I'm just here, man. I mean, you told me we want to connect. I said, let's connect, you know, and there's no way I can say no to you for anything. So
okay,
I'm here.
Okay.
You get into it.
Well, let me introduce you kind of, and then I'll let you kind of piggyback on my introduction of you, because since you introduced me as the coolest guy in Chicago, let me tell our listeners how I actually met you. And I met you, I first of all, you had the coldest Benz in Chicago. That's how I related you to. You had, I don't know what model Benz was that.
That was the S series.
It was like the 500. It was
the S420.
Man. And so picture this, guys. Picture a guy rolling around, you know, kind of like Chicago, downtown, the suburbs, with a beautiful big S-class Benz. And on the side of it, it said "Get paid daily." He had a magnet on his Mercedes that said "Get paid daily." And I'll never forget. And I know you know, recruited a lot of people in the business that we were involved in at the time called prepaid legal services. Okay.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely. So I just remember that Benz, man. It was just the coldest Benz. I just really admired your style, man, your swag. You know, you was just cool, had the glasses, man. I mean, your team was rolling, you at the top of the game in the business. So I definitely, man, looked up to you, even though we weren't connected financially. We just always had that bond, You know what I'm saying? Just as,
Right.
as real dudes. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, man. And so, we always just connected, and I know you reached the top levels of that company. And then what happened? You kind of disappeared. You hit the top positions, and you was getting recognized and making things happen. I think you got married or something at the time, and you just disappeared. I think you moved from Chicago to Texas or something like that. And I didn't hear from you for, I mean, maybe years. You would always keep in touch, because we always kind of had, I just always a friendship over the years. And but a few years ago, you definitely kind of stayed in touch a little bit more when you talking about trading. You talking about the forex trading, and I really wasn't interested. I was doing well with my business. I was working. I was going through my relationship stuff, whatever I was going through at the time.
Right.
And so just life was happening, business was happening, but but you just kept going. You stayed on me, and the timing was right for me, and so I jumped in, joined your team, we reconnected, and now we talk daily, as far as you mentoring me in forex trading. So let me ask you this, man: how did you get involved how did you personally make that transition from network marketing to pretty much full-time being a successful forex trader?
Man, that's really a good question, because the network marketing is the thing that had me to shift my perspective. Now, I think people like you and I were great recruiters. And in my mind, in network marketing, I thought everyone would be a great recruiter. And I know you said I hit these levels, and I remember being recognized at hitting the top level and had a really nice income for the month. I think it was like $17,000 for the month I got recognized for. But I looked around at the people on my team, and I didn't have but about 3 other people that was really making that kind of, not even making that kind of money. But I think the closest to that level was probably around 10 grand. But after that, I really started to evaluate, was it about the money, or was it about trying to help other people be successful? And initially, when I joined a network marketing, I wanted to make money, and then I wanted other people to make money. And then it became more important that other people made money. So as I transitioned, and people wasn't having that success in network marketing, and then I moved over to finding a skill, and that skill with Forex, meaning everybody can have success, whether they're a recruiter or whether they're not a recruiter, whether they're not a seller, whether they're not a builder. You can develop a skill in Forex, and the possibilities are unlimited. Now, with network marketing, we still know there's some components that you got to have a vast majority of other people doing what you do. But if you learn the skill of trading, you will far exceed any amount of money that can be made, from a recruiting standpoint in network marketing.
Wow. Now, man, definitely, man, you broke that down. So, so here's the thing. So for our listeners who don't know what we even talking about, Forex, X Factor, you know what I'm saying, Triple X, what exactly is Forex for our listeners who don't know? What is Forex?
Forex is foreign currency, and they call it Forex for short, for foreign exchange. Now, most of us experienced it, but we don't know that we experienced it. So trading currency is, if you went out the country, if you went to London, or you went to Paris, or you went somewhere, you'd have to change your US dollar to that currency of that country's currency in order to be able to navigate and spend money in that country's economy. So, but when you get to the currency exchange, you take your dollar and you exchange it for the euro, and the prices are different in the value. So now the value of what you just brought in is not equal to the same value that you exchanged. So now you either made money or you lost money in that transaction. And what we do is we find the value that's stronger to weaker, and we exchange it in that moment. And some people think trading and investing is the same. Investing is you investing your money in a company, hoping that the stock goes up. But in trading, you're just looking for the stronger or weaker value, and you can make money on the buy side of it, or you can make money on the sell side of it.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. Another question for you. So I gave you this nickname, and I guess it was so fitting for you, and I think you're gonna run with it.
I'm
But
100% going to run with it.
yes. So your name is Pipkin. Pipkin. Your last name is Pipkin. And what we're the metrics of the metrics of trading, I guess the reward for trading, you either uh gain pips or lose pips. So
Correct.
for our listeners, what is a pip?
Pip,
PIP, not a pimp,
pip.
not a pimp,
Right.
but but a
Right.
pip, PIP, like Gladys Knight in the Pips, So what is a
Absolutely.
pip? What
Absolutely.
is a pip?
Now, PIP is just an acronym for people in trading that they use to count money. And PIP means percentage in price, or percentage in points, or percentage in profit. But every time you get a PIP, you get either money or you lose money. And that's all that is. It's percentage in price, percentage in profit, or percentage in points. Some people call it a point. Some people call it a price. Some people call it a profit. But we do know that this is how money is calculated. If you have $1 and you get 1 pip, you got $1. If you get 2 pips, that's $2. You get 10 pips, that's $10. So a pip is just equated to money.
Gotcha. Okay. In our group, so you host a trading group, which I'm a part of, and you send out different trades on a daily basis. But you in particular, and you partnered up with a phenomenal young lady who I met, who you introduced me to some time ago. She has an incredible story of her own. But there's certain certain trades that, or certain industries that you can trade from, like gold and thing. So you trade a specific what would you call it? What was
It's
specific
what they call indices.
indices? So
Indices are a few like the Dow Jones, the SPX 500, the NAS 100. Those are considered to be indices. Now,
indices,
what I
gotcha.
trade is the US 30, which is the top 30 stocks to the Dow Jones. So you bundle up the 30 stocks as one to your US dollar as one, and you're doing an exchange based on the 30 company values going up or the 30 company values going down, and you make a prediction whether it's going to go up or down in that moment as a combined one combined trade. And
Gotcha.
also you have, I know you talked about and there's where you can trade oil, you can trade, gold, you can trade commodities, or you can trade Forex, and all that can be done on one single platform.
Gotcha. Man, well, I mean, just in my short time trading with you, it's definitely been it's been interesting. It's to say the least. It's been interesting. I've made money, I lost money, and that's why I wanted to invite you on the show, so we can kind of get people past that learning curve. You know what I'm saying? If we can, kind of save someone the heartache, the of messing up, of over trading, of being greedy, like I was, over trading and being greedy. So what I want to do, and just kind of get in, and so you trade US 30, and so that's why we call you the Pip King, because you've been on streaks where you haven't lost a trade in, you can go on a streak where you may not lose a trade in months. And this is what really attracted me to your group, because this is how he got me, y'all. This is how he got me in the group. This is what he does. This is how he kind of recruits you in his trading group. he'll put you in his message group with all his other traders. And every morning I would wake up and hear all these dings and notifications of nothing but money, raining down money, ching ching, money. Everybody, thanks Simon, thanks Pip, thanks, money just flowing all through the text. And I'm like, what are these people doing? So this is how he gets you. This is how he kind of recruits you into his group. And see, I'm like a Jerry Maguire guy. Show me the money. You know what I'm saying? Show me the money. So I just kept seeing the money coming, and I'm like, all right, man, put me in. I want in on some of this money. And so I got in your group, man. But so what I want to do, and I know you do trainings for the group as well. And I've listened to your trainings over and over and over. And so I just appreciate, man, what you do and just your heart, because you always give God the thanks, man, for the gift 100. That you have for trading, man. So I think we got a clip of one of your trainings, man, that we want to play. Just how much you really care about the people that you work with and how you give back. So if we can cue up that clip, man, that'll be awesome.
What I want for me is I want for you 1,000 times more. Now, right out the gate, this is going to require you to have some goals. I think the most important thing for you is having a goal and having a reason why and outlining it, so that you get to see it every day, that you get to see it, on a regular basis, that you get to look at it every day and see what your goals are and see where you're trying to go. We're going to be talking about, and that's trading, and it's trading and having a trading plan and really identifying a few things about trading. Like, what kind of trader are you? Are you a scalper? Are you a day trader? Are you a position trader? Are you a swing trader? There's a number of trades that are out there. 3 keys to trading. Number 1 is patience. You've got to be patient. I know sometimes, I might not send a trade out and you're like, oh man, why not? Well, that's a part of being patient and discipline. You've got to have a level of discipline. You gotta find a way to practice your discipline. Number 3 is consistency. You've got to be consistent. And if you notice, I've tried to have me a level of consistency. I try to do the exact same things every single day. I don't change it too much. Patient, discipline, and consistency. Those are 3 keys to trading. 3 keys to trading.
I had to drop the bomb on you, man.
Nah, that was nice, man. That was nice. I remember that day.
Yeah, man. And so, so you do have a passion for your team, for the people that you bring on. Even at your level of this, man, you really don't have to do what you do. You could be greedy and just, make a gazillion dollars yourself, but you opened it up, man, and allowed, humble folks like me and to come and join your team, man. And so you mentioned patience, discipline, and consistency. Those are some of the things that I did not have coming into trading. So give me one of your, I know you shared a story about, missing out on a big opportunity with one of your business partners. Give me a good story and then give me a bad story. Give me a pro and a con of your personal situation when it comes to trading. Let's start with a bad one first.
A bad situation. I think it was kind of a good and a bad in a sense of having patience or having discipline. And I was in a trade, and the trade got up to $8,700. And this was early on in my trading, and the trade got up to $8,700. And I was looking around at other people that was in that same trade that was at $15,000, $20,000, and I said, well, I'm going to go until I get to 10,000. And I wasn't going to stop until I get to 10,000. And that exact same trade went the opposite direction. And it went below $1,000, and then I closed it out, I believe, at 1,900. And that 1,900 had became my biggest trade for at least a year and a half. I bet you a year and a half. And I asked myself, like days later, what was wrong with 8,700? I couldn't understand why I was so compelled about making 10,000, and it was a part of being in somebody else's lane. And I think when you get in your own lane and put the blinders on, you don't worry about the things that are outside of you. And that was my bad story.
Wow.
But that was a good and a bad, because I learned something from it. And I always use that. And I talk more about pips and I don't talk about money. Because if you have 50 pips and I have 50 pips, who's to say whose amount of money is going to be bigger? Because we don't know your lot size.
Right.
So when you show
lot size
money,
is what you actually invest into the trade.
Correct. Whether
Okay.
you're doing 1 cent, 10 cents, $1, that's what a lot is. Lot size is equated to your money, and pips is about how much money you'll get. And once I put my blinders on and stopped being distracted by the people outside of me, trading became a whole lot easier, because now I'm only focusing on what's taking place for me and my family and my success. And that was kind of my bad story. Good story.
It's a good story every day, ain't it?
A good story every day. Good story. I think when it comes to trading, I guess one of my good stories, I had a mentor of mine, and he's a fundamental trader, and I think we might talk about that in a second. I'm not sure if you will or not.
Yeah, we can talk about fundamentals and technicals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I go into that?
No, go ahead with your story.
So that story was he had been following me for a while just on my techniques, and he's a fundamental trader, and he got pretty excited about what I was doing. I started sending him the trades out every day, and he said every time he saw a trade, he said, "This is some, bull crap." He didn't believe in any trade. He said he actually cursed every trade out. So there's no way I believe he think that a win. And it just went on to a winning streak, one of those winning streaks we was talking about. He said, "Man, it's something to what you're doing." So, he flew me out to California, put me up in a hotel right outside of the beach, and he sat me down and he said, "Man, you're good at this." And that was my good story. And it had nothing to do with money, other than a mentor of mine that's been trading for 25 years that held accounts of in the millions. I'm talking about, he's made people millions and millions and millions of dollars. And here it is. He tell me what I'm doing is, he said, "You own to something, man. Whatever you do, don't stop." So that was my good story.
Wow. Okay. So let's get into fundamentals, because I know there's a lot to it, and for our listeners, I just want to kind of give them a little bit about the inside scoop on Forex, some of the terminology, and then we'll get into if your group is open and how to get in contact with you.
Okay.
But we got fundamentals and then we got technicals. So what's the difference? And then let's talk about the different types of trading, because in that video you mentioned scalpers and things like that. Yeah. So let's talk about those. Let's hit those topics real quick.
So fundamental trader is someone who trades simply off of news, events, politics, and things that are taken on in the world, and speculations. And that's all about, what the financial advisors are saying. It's all predicated on payroll, interest rates, Powell speaking, Christina over in London having a speech. So when these people speak, the market moves. And it's crazy how much the market moves just based on one of those speeches. Now, those are all fundamental. And that's what my mentor trade. He only trade based off what is happening in the economy, what's happening in the world events. Matter of fact, when COVID hit, he said Powell is going to speak, and watch how the market drops 300, 400 points, and it happens. And that's fundamental. That's all fundamental. Now, technical analysis is somebody who looks at the chart and looks at prior history and predicts what it's going to do in the future. And knowing that technical analysis is really, you're looking at a chart and looking at what it's done in the history. And lots of times it repeats itself. So you just kind of follow prior history and look at, ups and downs and the charts and the movements, and know that it'll return back to places that it's been to before. And that's technical analysis.
Gotcha. Okay. So technical fundamentals. So what type of, I know you have long term. I know sometimes, we can hold a trade for a long, for maybe a day or two, a week, or what's the difference in the trading styles? Like, because, you could hop in US 30. I hopped in there one time and it moved so quick. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
so what's the styles and the payout of the different styles of trading?
So a swing trade is one of those trades you're in for a day, a week, 2 weeks, a month. That's a long-term trend, is a swing trade. And then you talked about scalping. A scalping person is a person that gets into the market for 15 minutes to an hour, or sometimes 15 minutes and 10 minutes, and you in and out the market in a matter of 15 to 20 minutes. That's a scalper. That's someone who looks for the market to move like right now. And you have what you call some people that are trend traders. A trend trader is someone who trades with the trend of the direction that it's already going. So if you're going to the right, I'm just going to follow you and trade to the right. Now, you have other traders that decide they want to be a opposite of trend trading. You want to be a counter trend trader, meaning, okay, it's been going to the right this long, so now it's got to reverse and come back the other way. And that's what they call a counter trend trader. And I'm a trend trader, and I look for what we call breakouts, because the market will go into an area of what they call stale or consolidation or ranging. And at some point, it has to either go up or down, and we wait on the move. And I'm a trend trader, and what I call is trapping the market and just sitting in a place and waiting for it to say, hey, I'm going this way, and then I just go that way with them. And that's a trend trade. I'm trading with the trend. They have some people that say, okay, it's going that way. I'm going to wait on it to go that way for a long period of time. And then when it decides to go back the other way, I'm going to go the other way with it, which is a counter trend trader. I'm going against the trend.
Gotcha. Man, whew, I'm telling you, man, this is a lot. This is some good information. So what would you suggest somebody listening to this now? How long would you give a person to really learn? How long should a new person give themselves to learn this industry, learn how to trade? You know what I'm saying? What's the average? What do you think? 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years? What?
I'm gonna tell you two things I look at. One, I don't give it a time limit. I don't believe in unrealistic goals. I believe in unrealistic time frames. So if a person wanted to come in and make $100,000 a month, they can make $100,000 a month, but they won't do it in 2 weeks. They won't do it in 2 months, won't do it in 3 months. But I have seen some people that came in and, blaze the market like that, because I think it comes down to how bad do you want it and how much work are you going to put in. So it comes to that. So I've seen people do it in less than a year. I've seen some people take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But I think the more important part is not the actual trading, because trading is 90% mental and 10% technique. So the actual trade that I do, it takes me about 5 minutes to look at the chart to come up with the numbers. But what it took me a long period of time to really wrap my head around is my discipline and my patience, and not taking every single trade that I think is a good trade.
Yeah, those are the three things you mentioned in your Zoom, and those are the things those are the things that kicked my butt in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what happened with most people. I don't know how much time I have, but I think when you think about trading, uh, it's the rule of your patience and your discipline, because the techniques you'll get like that, but the fast pace of trading makes everyone emotionally connected to it. Now, let me say that. Now, trading, you only have 4 emotions with trading, and your number one emotion with trading is greed.
Yes,
That's number one.
sir. Yes, sir.
We as humans are greedy, not only because we're greedy, but because we see everything else and everybody else doing their thing. That's why I always focus on pips and not about money.
Yeah.
The second emotion that a person has with trading is revenge.
Whew.
We as humans are very revengeful. If you're playing basketball, somebody scores on you, you're like, give me the ball. I'm going back. I'm going to score on them. No, let's let the team win. Give me the ball. I'm going to score on them. So we as humans, we're revengeful. I don't care if it's a conversation. I don't care if it's sports. We always hold revenge. The number 3 emotion is what we experienced a few years ago, and it's euphoria. Euphoria is the real good feeling that you feel when you're having a winning day, a winning streak, a winning month, a winning week. that feeling of euphoria is probably one of the bigger tricks, because you feel so good, you don't put all of the anticipation into your trade as you have before. And number 4 is fear. You lose 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades. Now you're fearful to go into the market. So if you can ever handle those 4 emotions, everyone can be successful in trading, because the patience and the discipline are automatically happen.
Man, man. This is good stuff, man. This is good. I mean, and this is just, really even life. I mean, it's just basic, things that you have, even, in business, that you should have, don't be greedy, get your mind right. This is the things that we're taught. And I've listened to you so long that even when I know I was doing wrong, this is how like that like you have on the cartoons with the devil on one shoulder and the little angel on. You was on one shoulder, and the big money thing was on the other shoulder. And I'm listening to you. I'm literally listening to you while I'm doing what you said not to do, over trade. I was already winning for the day. I went in, over traded, and all I heard was Simon Pipkin saying, "Don't overtrade."
Oh yeah.
Don't revenge trade. I've done all those: revenge trade, over trade, under trade. But man, I'm telling you. So
Yeah, I think one of the things is most people are trying to hit a grand slam and don't even have anybody on base. If people don't know what a grand slam is, that's mean when you have all 3 bases full and the person comes up to the plate to hit a home run, then all 4 people come in. But people going and trading, wanting to hit a grand slam, and no one's on base yet.
yeah. Wow, man. Well, my brother, this is good, man. So I know you have a trading group. Is the group open to anyone? I mean, I know you're selective on who you dealing with, but I know you have a trading group. You want to talk about that and maybe what it consists of, or is that something that's kind of
Yeah, I can
private?
talk. I can talk briefly about it.
How it works? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a trading group, and it's really for educational purposes, and to be able to learn a strategy. Because I think the one thing with trading is it's so many arenas out there. It's so many pairs out there. It's so much. You got to understand. This is a $6 trillion a day business that moves. And there's times that money moves so fast, you have so many choices. And I've narrowed it down to one. So I teach one technique over and over and over and over and over again. And I go over a lot of basic, just some basic setups, some basics trainings, uh, just a lot of the formalities with Forex, and and I have that group that I share my ideas with, and that's kind of how you and I communicate, just from those trading standpoint. But it's for educational purposes, and I I'm not on social media much, but I'm really focused on it. And I think if I can give you my information for social media. I think on Instagram, it might be AKAGA111.
Okay.
And my uh,
And we'll put it in the comment. We'll put it in the
okay.
we'll tag your information. So if anybody wants to get more information on Forex trading from the US 30 Pip King, that's what I call him, the Pip King, Mr. Simon Pipkin, you can definitely just tag us in this video, and we'll get tag Mr. Pipkin in this video as well, in this podcast. So man, so let me ask you this before we one more question, and this is kind of as far as the future of Forex in trading period. What's your thoughts on AI, artificial intelligence, and going forward in the future of trading, and how would that impact traders? What do you think about that?
I have mixed emotions on it. Because one thing that AI can do, AI can definitely follow an algorithm, and it can follow a trend, and it can create setups. But what AI can't do is hear what's taking place in news, taking place in the economy, taking place in the market. Just for example, all the people that had an AI system or a software system or a bot system, when COVID hit, no matter what an algorithm was, bot systems and AIs didn't work the same. Because, a bot system is inside of a computer. A computer only hears about news, and the bot system only reads prior or past information in order to predict where the market is going. And that's how it creates, these entries on actual trades. So, but again, there's some people that believe that AI will be able to take over, but I personally don't know that that's so possible.
Awesome. I heard I think Ian, man, I listened to Market Mondays with Earn Your Leisure, and what the professionals are saying, just be so good that you can't be replaced.
Oh,
Just be
I love
good.
that.
Just yeah, be that good in whatever you're doing.
On,
Be so good that you cannot be replaced.
on Bloomberg last week, oh, it was 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, he said, if you're paying attention to the news, if you're paying attention to the market and you're not confused, you're not paying attention. Because that's just like they say to do one thing and does something different. No one knows what the market will ever do. You have to go in every trade with optimism, with hoping that your prediction that you see is right.
Yeah.
That's I take every single trade as a brand new trade. I don't look at what success we had in the past, because I know that the market is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
And the one thing I want to just say this.
Go ahead.
Whoever decides to trade, if you can ever manage your emotions and manage your lot sizes and not over trade, you would be 100% fine.
Yeah. And man, I'm telling you, man, you have about 3 training Zooms that I listen to over and over and over, man, getting this stuff into me because it's definitely a skill. My thing now is really me personally. I'm looking to be more valuable to the market, be more valuable to myself. And that if it's learning new skills, something that a job can't take from me, or I can make money on the island. I want to be remote. I
Yeah,
want to be able to, if I want to make money while I'm on vacation, in the morning, real quick, make me a few hundred, make me a couple thousand, whatever. That's what I want to do. I don't want a brick and mortar type of business. I want
yeah,
everything I do. I want it to be remote. So this podcast, this show, as long as I got a mic and a phone and a camera, it's remote,
right.
and so that's what I like you always traveling, you going somewhere. I say, hey man, and so man, you just living a good life, man. And so I'm definitely proud of you, man. Definitely blessed and honored, man, to call you a friend, a brother, a mentor. We talk about personal stuff. You a father. I'm a father, so I get father advice from you. You a girl dad. Shout out. You want to give your daughter a shout out?
Yeah, my daughter, man, she follows me on trading. She's been on some of the trainings. We have some personal sessions together.
Yeah.
I think once she gets past when she makes money, but she don't want to reinvest it. So she finds herself being very, very, very tight with trading.
Okay.
She don't want to lose no money. She don't ever want to lose. You got to go into it knowing that there's a possibility you can lose, and she's not quite there yet.
Man, you drop so much. I mean, just in those the three zooms that I think you got about three or four that I've recorded. But man, you drop so much philosophy on money, not even trading per se, but just on the mindset, man. You even gave an analogy of Vegas and the whole shift. And we ain't gonna get into it. But look, tap into my man. Go ahead. I know you want to say
No, I was
something.
gonna say that's a real syndrome. It's called the Vegas syndrome. I break that down to you on the next one.
Man, yeah. You
I
got
mean,
to, yeah, we definitely got to
that's it
bring it
because
back.
if I go into the details of it, it can get lengthy because most people don't understand the psychology of Vegas.
Yeah, no, you broke it down, bro. And I did, but see, this is why you got to get in the group. This is why you gotta, hey, you get privy to a lot of this information,
Yeah.
man, trading group. So we're gonna tag that in the comments, man, on the in the podcast and on the video, man. But
One last thing. It's funny you
mm,
said that because there's been a few people to say me telling them about the Vegas syndrome has helped their trading.
oh, it's amazing, bro.
Let me
That's
just give you this. Can I just give you this one point? Just
Go
2 points
ahead, go
about
ahead,
it.
go ahead. Give him a little
No,
taste,
I'm
man.
just gonna give
I
two.
know it. Give him a little
No,
taste.
I'm just gonna give these two. One is that the average person that goes to Vegas win. So if you're there 3 days, you'll win 2 days. If you're there 5 days, you'll win 3 days. If you're there 10 days, you'll win 7 days. If you're there 20 days, you'll win 17 days. But the most unfortunate thing is in that last day, you give it all back. And you
Mm,
only give it back because of the greed you have from all of the money you see from a psychological standpoint. And that's one of the reasons why Vegas shows this to you, because the eye of greed is what you see. And that's why they show you all of the money, and your money is like this, but you see all of that. So I break it down on the next one. I do just the entire concept of it.
and you know that makes me think of the movie. I think was it Casino, where the Chinese gentleman, he was a rich gambler, and he had got the casino for all these millions, a lot of money. They flew him. He had a private jet, and Robert De Niro, who was running the casino, he told him, he said, if we could just keep him here.
Right.
And so he told him that his plane was delayed or something. The plane was being serviced. He just made up something so he could keep him there. So when the guy came back, he said, okay, he started playing tight. he started playing tight because he didn't have nowhere to go. He had just hit the casino for a lot of money. He didn't have nowhere to go, so he said he started playing tight. He said by the time he left, he was about to really leave. They had got him for all their money and a couple of million of his own money. You gotta watch. Have you seen that on Casino?
I seen it.
Yeah. So
and plus, I read a lot of books on Vegas before I used to go there. I mean, just the whole concept of it is just amazing, man.
Yeah, well, that's a big business, man. But I think Forex is a lot bigger. 6 trillion a day.
6 trillion a day. You can go and do any search on that. You'll see it's a $6 trillion a day. The New York Stock Exchange is 22 billion. The Tokyo Stock Exchange is 18 billion. The London Stock Exchange is about 7 billion. And this is a day. And trading is 6 trillion a day. So somebody $6 trillion is exchanging hands a day.
Wow.
Right,
Yeah, drop the bomb on that, man.
Yes.
Well, my brother, man, it's been a privilege, a pleasure, man. To just chop it up with you, man. I'm glad you're able to take some time out your schedule, man, to do this for us. And any last words, man, before we end?
Man, you got to get me on again.
Got you. Hey, no problem. Part 2.
Yes.
Part 2.
Yes. Now, if I had to give any advice, is that I believe that every human should go into trading for 2 reasons. One, it's because not the sky is the limit, but your belief is the limit. So whatever you believe is what you can have. That is for certain. The second thing is learning to trade really tells you who you are as a person. It will reveal everything about you as a person. It's very easy for us to say what we will do, but when you become a trader, you find out the things that you really will do and what you won't do. And I think that will help people develop into a really stand-up person, a really good business person, a really solid thinking person, a really patient person, a really disciplined person. So I personally believe that every person should give a try at trading so that they can really reveal to themselves who they really are.
Wow. Man, you hit the nail on the head, man, because I'm telling you, man, I have definitely learned a little bit more about Corey Williams since I've been trading, man. That's for sure. That's for sure, man.
God.
But hey, man, look, bro, it's all love, my brother, man. I appreciate you, man, and we'll definitely, of course, I see you, man. I hear from you guys first thing Monday morning, man, when the market opens.
First thing. First thing.
So, man, appreciate you, my brother, man.
Thank you.
Man, much love, much respect, man. And it sounds like, man, you still getting paid daily.
Oh, I am.
All right, y'all. Man, this your man, Corey Williams. Another fire episode of Convo with CINO with my special guest, Simon Pipkin, the Pip King of Forex US 30 trading, man. Hey, we out.